All right, top 5 Denver Broncos. Everybody needs to play roughly 500 snaps or more, and there's no positional value involved. Number 5 is Garrett Bowles. He was the 7th best offensive tackle in pass blocking win rate, according to ESPN. So, we have a great baseline of him being a great pass protector. PFF, they rank him as the 5th best pass blocker for tackles. He is solidified, in my opinion, as being one of the best pass blockers. And he's not bad as a run blocker either. He's 24th in run blocking for offensive tackles and 14th overall. I honestly would think he's worth more to teams than, the 14th best tackle because in this pass happy era, you know, having a blindside blocker that can protect your quarterback, that's pretty darn valuable. Number 4 is John Franklin Myers, who is PFF's 6th ranked defensive tackle. He is super, super good as a pass rusher that can use his mobility because he's a little bit undersized for a defensive tackle. He's not, small by any stretch, but I'm going to say he's like 285 maybe. He's not, one of those like 310 defensive tackles. So he has good movement skills. He also can shoot gaps with some proficiency. I wouldn't say that he holds up all that well in the run game overall, but he's not a lost cause. He's just not, as good at that as he is as a pass rusher. And again, if you're going to be good, in the pass game or the run game, be good in the pass game. And Myers definitely is because he's 9th in pressures. So that is super telling of the impact he's making. And he is just overall a really good asset for these Broncos. They got him for very cheap. It was like a 6th round pick or something. He's been great for the Broncos. And he's a big reason why their defense is as good as it is. Number 3 is Brandon Jones, who I first heard of last year, and I'll admit, I was like, oh, this guy, he's going to be one of those players that has, a good year, and then we never hear about him again. I didn't have like a vendetta against him. I just thought a defensive back that has, a good year, his 3rd year, I think it was, and, wasn't like horrible, but wasn't spectacular in any of the first 2. That just doesn't seem like a winning formula. And lo and behold, he is way better this year than he was last year. He is incredibly good. He's PFF's 3rd best safety, and he is rated 2nd in coverage. So that's where he specializes in. But he's not bad in the run game. Like John Franklin Myers, he's not good in the run game. Brandon Jones is actually good in the run game. And that's his secondary thing. So that tells you just how good he is. I always get confused because I see B. Jones and I think Byron Jones, but no, it's Brandon Jones. He's a different individual. And Brandon Jones, he is absolutely one of the best safeties in the league, even if you don't hear about him like that. He has stacked consecutive great years together, which defensive backs are very finicky. It could be, 1 year fantastic, the next year terrible, and you just never see them be great again. It could be, the opposite. They change like you change your underwear, hopefully. So it is really hard to be good in back-to-back years, but he's done it. And he was, like I said, just at the absolute top this year. Number 2 is Quinn Miners. He is a guy that I thought was like kind of becoming a meme he was coming out of some nowhere school, no offense, and it was, like everybody was hyped up because he would show his belly. And, I was like, I'm sure he's good, to come into the NFL circuit from a not so prominent school. You have to be really talented, but I don't think anybody expected him to be this good. He is genuinely one of the best linemen in football, not just guards, just linemen. He is the second best interior offensive line and pass blocking win rate by ESPN. So he is, one of the best pass protecting, inside guys. That's guards, centers. And in addition to that, he solidified again, actually, by being second in pass blocking for PFF. But then he's third in run blocking for guards. He's second overall. And, I'll take the guy that's second in pass blocking and third in run blocking. That sounds like a pretty good deal. He is just a revelation for these Broncos because, they didn't have the greatest rushing success this year, but they were, I would imagine, much more successful running behind minors than running behind anybody else. That's not to say too that their, offensive line is bad, because they have, at a minimum, I'd say one of the 5 best offensive lines in the league. But Miners is just a dominant force. He's got speed for his size. He's got power. He's nasty. He's got the mindset for it. He is everything you want in a guard. And the next player is everything you want in a corner. He is Patrick Surtain the second. He, for reference, these are how the scores are first. Surtain got a 63, Miners got a 62, and Jones got a 61. These players are really tight. Like, they are all exceptional, and they're really close together. As for Surtain, though, he was PFF's number 1 cornerback. So take that, Miners. Miners' second best guard, terrible. Surtain, number 1 corner, you love to see it. Surtain is a just absolute do-it-all corner. He plays 33% of his coverage snaps in man coverage, which is 7 percentage points higher than average. So he's erasing number 1 receivers because he follows wide receiver ones. He's not scared. He is also one of the best in zone. I don't have his zone numbers up in front of me, but he was definitely top 10 in zone coverage as well. So, you combine that together. I think he was actually, he may have been higher in zone grade than man coverage grade. I'll put something in the description. But Surtain, he is just all around a beast. The only way he could be more versatile is if he would follow receivers into the slot position. But that's kind of being greedy. There's genuinely maybe 5 corners. I'm being, excessive in saying 5. It's probably 2. The only one I can think of is Marlon Humphrey, and I can't think of anybody else. Maybe I'm missing somebody obvious, but that plays inside and outside. Trent McDuffie does it a little bit, but not too much. So, yeah, I'd be asking a whole lot of Surtain, and we're already asking a whole lot of him, so I don't know. He's also a good tackler. There's any trait you want in a corner, and yeah, Surtain, he is just the absolute bee's knees. He makes the defense work. He's incredible. Those are my thoughts on the top 5 Broncos. Be sure to let me know what yours are in the comment section. And also be sure to like and subscribe for more football content.